Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It is entertainment today. You have to pronunciate it that way, and you have to spell it exactly the way it is. So today we're going to talk about some of those hot topics, not only about the latest celebrity news, but just news in general. As you know, I am the content creator of this channel, and I just want to give a brief breakdown of what people are saying about AI generated content, and then what the platform has to say about AI generated content. As you know, I am a part of the partnership program. So a lot of people say, hey, you can't become monetized if you're using AI generated content. As you can see, that is not true. If you've been a part of my live before, you know I always show receipts, always show receipts. So what I mean by I'm in the partnership program, there is a join button. That join button would not be there on the channel if I was not in the partnership program. Let's hit that join button, see what that looks like. Once you hit that join button, it takes you right to join this channel, and then it gives a breakdown of the memberships, which is level 1 and a level 2. We have had members on the channel before, so of course, because of that, there is membership only videos on the channel. There is going to be over 195 videos, which it says right here. And then also it's going to be some shorts. A lot of my shorts have went into this membership only. Some longs, and of course some of my lives. Now, one thing about sending people or turning videos into the membership only, that necessarily it stops your watch time. Of course, you can't get watch time on videos that are locked unless you have members on there. But of course, that is a perk for those who take their time out to actually care about the channel. It's plenty of new updates where they're actually going to be rolling out. They already started rolling out in certain countries where they're going to make it so that you can keep, people out of your comment section that are not subscribers. And I think, a lot of channels are going to be very happy for that, because you get a lot of bots. You get a lot of people with their own spamming behaviors and other things like that. So that will help content creators stay focused on what they want to do, and not necessarily on the negative traffic and energy that sometimes comes with it. I have negative energy, but I choose not to engage in that. I know a lot of times when you're getting noticed on the platform, you get all kinds of traffic. You probably joined the video to talk about AI generated content. Let's talk about it, because I don't mind going over it at all. You have this theory, and it's theory. Theory is not facts. And then also, let's talk about those disclaimers before we bust right down into the topic. I'm a very blunt person. So if blunt is not for you, then you might get your little feathers ruffled up. But I'm gonna give it to you straight, and I'm gonna show receipts. The receipts is, yes, you can become monetized while using AI generated content. First of all, if you're one of those channels that are using AI generated content, voiceovers, photos, anything in that manner, you should be having that option picked on your content. If you do not have that selected on your content to show altered or synthetic, they will pull your channel for that. So my channel is already, I make sure to put that on my content. Not only that, but it's also in my disclaimer on my description. videos are using AI scripting. Does that mean that I did not go over those scripts? No. That's what I'm saying. You got a lot of people saying that, AI is making creators lazy. Actually, it's the total opposite of that. It's from my perspective and what I've been doing. I can't speak for nobody else, but it's far from being lazy, because I have to find the right voiceover that's going to pronunciate the words correctly. I have to find the script. I have to word the script. I have to do every single thing. So just because you hear a voiceover doesn't mean that the content creator is lazy. I think, like I said, that's an assumption. And that is a poor assumption. AI is here to help creators, be able to generate content faster, maybe, and better. I don't think it's definitely not a tool that they're trying to use to be deceptive or try to make, take content creators, which are people like me, human beings, off of the platform altogether. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can misuse anything. Just because a channel is misusing the AI content doesn't mean that every channel that you run across is misusing the content. Now, secondly, what it says, live streams are my actual voice. And then also it says my live streams can be opinionated and is not here to criticize the platform or my viewers or anybody on the platform. It's just that I'm very blunt and I'm very honest. And sometimes people feel some type of way about that, but authenticity is what they're looking for. You're probably saying, how are you authentic if you're using AI voiceovers? I'm authentic because I'm the person behind what voice gets used. I'm the person behind how it's being pronunciated. Yes, I do know it irritates me when words are not pronunciated correctly. So I take my time out most of the time to try to edit that to make sure that the words are pronunciated correctly. Yes, I do. Myself. That's just like saying that, a car is, like the cars that, because I had a hybrid, say a hybrid car, right? Okay, the car is hybrid. You no longer use gas. That does not mean that you taking the driver out the seat of the car or something like that. So it really doesn't make sense that you're trying to say that people that use AI content are lazy. That doesn't make sense. Not to me, because it takes a lot of time to do my videos. Number one, first of all, you got to pick a topic. And then as you can see, I'm watching it as a viewer just as well as me being the content creator. So it takes a lot of research for my content, for what I do on my channel. I research all of my content. It's not a wham bam, I'm just putting something out there. Absolutely not. So a lot of my videos, just to come up with the concept of the video in itself takes time. Then you find the right voice, takes time. I decided to use AI scripting. I wasn't always using AI, but I decided to use it because I found it as a useful tool to help me be able to reserve my voice. Because once I have over almost 4,000 videos on my channel. So when you generating numerous of videos per day, because I do more than one video per day, I want to be able to talk to friends and family, or I want to be able to use my voice later. So that's the reasons why I do it. I can't speak for no other channel but me. And yes, I am in the partnership program. I answer questions. I talk to my comment section. Whether you go back and look and see whether I hearted and I commented, most of those people don't even go back to look and to respond. They don't. But that's what you decide to do. Just because you don't go back and recognize the comment of me acknowledging on the channel doesn't mean that I didn't do that. Do I do deep fakes and all this? I don't know how to do all that stuff. I don't. The most AI generated videos that I have, let's go to the playlist. I'm very creative. I can draw very well. I can get my sketchbook at any time. And I was sketching photos for people in my live all of 2024, which means you gave me something to draw and I immediately drew that within minutes. I am kind of a sketch artist, I guess. I never went to school for drawing. It's just something that I know how to do on my own. It's something, a gift, I guess you would say. A talent, a gift, all of that. Yes. So let's talk about AI, right? That's what you're here for. That's what the title says. Let's stick to the title, right? Right. Which is something that I always do. Now, if there is something you see Selena Gomez on the title, there is Selena Gomez content on the channel, and then it might be something that I'm going to be covering later on in another video coming up. So that's another thing. This week I had talked about Cardi B. I put her in the thumbnail. That meant that Cardi B's content was coming up next. It's not always going to be featured in the live of what I'm doing. This is me making my own channel in the way that I am trying to get my viewers to engage and to view. That's what I'm saying. So when we talk about AI, now we have and I do, like I told you, I draw on my own. I can draw. I've been drawing all of my life. So therefore, the most AI generated thing I have content on the channel is going to be this cartoon and skits. I am learning how to do cartoon and skits. Why? Because I love cartoons. First of all, I love cartoons. I feel like my channel is a reflection of my personality. And when I started out drawing, that's what I ended up drawing is cartoons. A lot of people say, hey, you'd be good to be a cartoon artist because I could draw cartoons very well. I used to read a lot and I used to draw the books that I was reading from. So this right here, of course, is AI generated fun. And that's what it says in the title or in the description. Let's read that description. Every single video should have a description. If I haven't, then it's probably because I forgot to insert it. But it tells you, this is labeled. It tells you right straight out. That's what they're looking for. If you're using AI content, you're supposed to let your viewers know. All of the AI generated fun. The keyword is for fun. Videos are not to mislead viewers and are for entertainment purposes only. This whole channel is for entertainment purposes only. So like I said, not all of the videos on my channel is entertainment news. This is a prime example of that. This playlist has 55 videos in it. None of these videos, well, I'm not going to say none because it might like pop out of Sailor Man. Pop out of Sailor Man is going to be animated. And because of that, it's going to be animated. We all pronunciate things different. I think, too, that you're not realizing that people pronunciate words differently because people have different accents. Everybody is not going to say the same word the exact same way. People from New York don't talk like people from down south and vice versa. So, like I said, if someone really likes your channel and they like you as a creator, they're not going to find reasons not to be a part of your channel. They're going to support your channel regardless if it's one person in the live or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. Because I've had 10,000 in my live at one time. Yes, I have. It was during the Young Sheldon finale. Now, why I didn't keep that video up, I didn't know any better. Because quite frankly, that probably would have really boosted my channel. But as you can see, I'm not all here for clicks. I'm not. I want authentic people. I want real people that are willing to engage and be here. I find AI very creative because I'm artistic. I'm very creative. So that's my mindset. Now, as you can see, they generated some were rappers, were if they were still alive or if they were younger, because Tupac is no longer here, but they did do this, and that is AI. I think that it's spot on. That looks to me that looks just like Jay Z. Jay Z, Eminem, it's a lot of people in there. Eminem is one of the top rappers to make money. Of course, if you know Eminem, then you probably already know that to begin with. Now, Minecraft. Minecraft was a very big thing this year. Minecraft released a movie. That movie was AI. It was. Did that stop people from going to watch the movie? No, it did not. Then you had some of the anxiety challenge. It was not to say who did it best. When I speak of the word challenge, it's just to say who was a part of the challenge, not necessarily who did the challenge better. If I was thinking that, I would word that in the title or the description of the channel. Rihanna, of course, she was a part of the Smurfs, the new Smurfs movie. It's a cartoon, so that tells you right there, animated. Animation has been around since forever. Forever. Popeye, the first Popeye. Any cartoon is going to be that automatically. So I don't know why we're saying we don't like AI. AI has been around for a long time. This is me generating a child. This is me using it 4 years ago. I didn't even realize I didn't even realize. So like I said, a lot of my content from 4 years ago is definitely not the same as what it is now. But this was me. I rap. I do music for fun as well. I have a lot of talents. But that was me sticking my face inside of a strawberry to do a berry rap. Pretty cool. And that's definitely for kids. That was definitely for kids. I do some kid content on the channel as well, because I want everyone to be able to come to my channel and be able to enjoy my channel. So it's all different age groups on my channel. It's not just, adults. It's children that pass through. A lot of my lives have children in them. And I was drawing skits for children and when I was doing my sketchbook. Now, I went to Orlando. I travel a lot. This is coming from Orlando, Florida, at a Disney World. So I thought that was pretty good. Something I probably would end up drawing later on. This is from what movie? Another cartoon movie, So I feel like AI has been around. They're just now adding it more out to normal people or regular people, and not necessarily just producers and editors, and this is the Rihanna movie I was talking about, the Smurfs. Anything I say on my channel is going to be some type of receipt or some type of something to back up what I'm saying. I don't do no clickbait, and I surely don't do no capping. I do rapping, I do scrapping, but I don't do no capping. Hey, Freestyle Friday. It's over with. Friday's over. Anyways, happy weekend to everybody. Lilo and Stitch was in theaters. That is a movie that is animated. I could talk about animation all day, every day. It's not new. It's not, And it's definitely not being lazy. So that's just a concept or a theory that people may have. But I don't think so at all. And then this is Robert. Robert, he was part of the Twilight series. And he is going to be cast in the Netflix Scooby-Doo cast. So let's get completely out of that. And then you got a lot of people, even courtrooms now. Let's look at that before we get out, because I saw it. Even courtrooms right now are using sketches and drawings and things of that nature. So it's even being rolled out even to courtrooms. No, I'm not a lawyer. No, I'm not a judge. No, I'm not. Oh, The Simpsons. We talked about The Simpsons in one of my lives. The Simpsons, that's another. That's straight voiceover. Cartoons, that's why it's called cartoons. Because cartoons is a a prime example of AI and voiceovers. That's what I call my channel. My channel is using AI voiceover. Does that mean that the content is not well thought out and it's not correct? Yes, it is. I make sure to research all of my content. Now, why all this little Nas is not there, I do not know. But it's 3 videos in that little Nas playlist right now. It should definitely be more than that. And I will go back and I will try to put some more in there. But these are the playlists that are on the channel. It's over 40 playlists on the channel. This is going to be playlists that I generated from people who watched the videos and what got the most views, the most likes, and the most engagement. Once again, children, there is a whole playlist generated for children that are on my channel. I do not really use profanity on my channel at all. And if I do, it's very slight. And I do mean very slight because I try to stay within community guidelines. And you're not supposed to be, I know there's probably some content creators that use profanity in their lives, in their videos. I try not to at all, period. That's something that I'm not going to do. I feel like I set the stage for what kind of behavior that I want. So I want my behavior to speak for me in my videos. Caught on camera. This is going to be any awkward moments from people falling to the, of course, Coldplay cheating scandal and body cam footages and different things like that. So today you definitely got to see what I meant by my channel is not all celebrity news. I always show receipts. I love me. I just love some me because I see the comments and I'm prepared for it. And then y'all feel some type of way that when you make a remark and I hate to have to rebuttal because I'm not here for a debate. This is not a debate channel or a rebuttal channel to begin with. But I don't mind addressing your little rumors and your little allegations and things that you might have about my channel. Now, once again, anything that's going to be celebrity books or authors is not always probably going to be a celebrity, but this is going to be any celebrity that wrote a book, any celebrity that might have a book or memoir coming out, and then some of the celebrities that have been on GQ magazines and other magazines. Now, different cultures have been on my channel for a long time. We have UK, Canada, Norway, God, it's too many countries to even count. Switzerland. I do go into my analytics. So this is going to be anything from different countries. That's going to be sometimes, the Olympics last year was in Paris. There's probably going to be some of that footage. And some of the content can be in more than one playlist. There is another playlist for sports. I consider the Olympics to be sports. That is going to be there. YNW Melly's trial has had another delay. It has been confirmed that it will be delayed and it will not be going to trial now until 2027. I don't do biased content and I'm not even going to give my opinion on that, but OMG. So by the time 2027 come, he definitely is going to be incarcerated for over 10 years. You keep saying, hey, they wouldn't be keeping him in if they didn't think that they had, enough evidence. We were not there. I was not there. I do not know if he committed the crime or not. What I think, you probably don't want to hear my opinion on what I think because I've researched this content. And he's been locked up longer or incarcerated, depends on what wording you want me to word. But he has been incarcerated longer than I have been on the platform. I've been on the platform for 5 years. He has been locked up for a long time. And then, like you can see here, I don't do clickbait. Clickbait is what I consider a keyword. Once again, is I consider clickbait as something that just gets you on the channel without actually going over that topic or not sticking to that topic. So as you can see, I have been doing content for Melly for a long time. I didn't just start just yesterday, because a lot of people do things just to get, views. I'm not here just for views. Of course, I want views, but I'm not here just for views. So as you can see right here, a month ago, they were saying it wasn't going to be no delays. He made sure in the trial to say, absolutely not. He went against his lawyers and he said, I do not want any delays in this trial. He waived his right to a speedy trial. So therefore, because he waived his right to a speedy trial, man, you got to be careful with them lawyers, man, and judges, man. Stay out of trouble. That's my personal opinion. You got to be careful, man. Because your lawyer, man, these lawyers, man, I could talk about that in a whole nother, whew. But I'm going to get off that topic because wow is all I can say. Because I don't think when he just, hey, he's willing to wait it out. And being that he said that he did not want a speedy trial, this trial, I might be 55 years old, in my 50s, 40s, and this trial might still be going on. At this point, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and that's just my personal opinion. That's not to say, he decided not to have a speedy trial. So when you decide not to have a speedy trial, then that's what can happen. The first trial did get thrown out. What I mean by thrown out, all of the jurors did not, they all got to come to an anonymous verdict. And when you don't have all of them giving a verdict, there is a reason for reasonable doubt. And when that comes into play, then that was the outcome of the last trial. I'm not going to go into that too much, but there is a playlist called Crime News. If you're looking for anything, it's going to be Blake Lively. There is a Blake Lively by herself playlist as well. If you just want Blake Lively by herself, Blake Lively, It Ends With Us trial. There is some Johnny Depp trial. There is O.J. Simpson trial. There is a lot of trials on the platform. Yep. So I say we, I always say we. I always acknowledge my channel, always. I'm just so used to saying we. I don't even know why they would even say I say me. No, I don't. Because there is no way that I can be on this channel generating content or doing anything if it wasn't for my viewers or my subscribers. Yep. So it's a we thing. I'm not all about myself. If I was all about myself, I wouldn't take time to come on my videos, live streams, to give you a breakdown. Something called a Hype Me Up. Hype Me Up lives, in case you missed it. Hype Me Up used for viewers to hype up their favorite videos. So if you like this live, you would be able to hype it up. Now, hype up and subscribe. I would say I want subscribers and I want my subscribers to hype up. You don't have to be subscribed to a channel to hype up the video. To hype up a video, you go to the video and you swipe until you see hype. And then you get to hit. From my channel gets 760 hype points for every time someone hypes up my content. But it is based off of how big and how successful a channel is. And then not all channels feature the hype up button. Of course, if they got 500,000 subscribers, then they don't need to be hyped to begin with. No, they're already big. They're already flourishing. They're already getting numbers, And hype up does not mean that that's going to push the channel through the algorithm at all. That's just a feature that is made to necessarily take out the word trending, because trending was being used a lot on the channel. They took that trending out and they put in hype instead. Whoa! This live was very informative if you ask me. Because, man, I covered a lot. Now, I don't know how my battery ran down that quick, but it did run down somehow, some way. I don't know. I'm going to have to start trying to figure out what's going on with my devices. I do mobile to mobile live stream because most of my viewers are viewing live. That's another assumption that was made, that, you know, you can't be successful and using mobile. Yes, you can. I'm a prime example of that. Why? Because I am a partner in the partnership program, and I have been using my mobile device, this keyword, to make content this whole entire 5 years. This whole 5 years. Have I used a computer? Have I used a tablet? No. I have been using my phone this whole entire time. Like I said, if you go into my older videos, they didn't necessarily even have a script, and you had to read the title, you had to watch the thumbnail, and go into the description to know what those videos are about. Yes, I keep my older videos up because my older videos, they're still producing views on my channel, and they still have engagement on my channel. Selena Gomez is in the middle of preparing her wedding. From my understanding, the wedding could be as close as next month, which is September. So her and Benny Blanco, they are having their wedding festivities as we speak. I did combine Selena Gomez and Benny's celebrations into one video all together. North West gets a lot of clicks. She's always being talked about for her bold, edgy moves, for her personality. She is being her. She is confident, I think, in who she is, and she's just standing on business is what I call it. You get a lot of people that want to critique and want to talk about you, and she is not for it. She's going to be her. She is very, authentic and very confident in being herself. You can't help the way somebody else sees you. You can't help you can't help somebody else's opinion. Somebody else's opinion don't necessarily always make it facts, right? Right. Let's talk about that description one more time, and then I will be ending the live. I hope everyone has a very good weekend. Thank you for all your views. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you for all your shares. Thank you for all your remixes. I hope I covered what the AI content means to me, what they expect on the platform when you use it, and that, yes, you can still be monetized and successful using AI-generated content. Now, the content presented in my videos, and I say our videos because I do have moderators on my channel, is intently solely for entertainment purposes only. While it may draw upon facts, rumors, and fictions, viewers should not interpret any of the content as factual or definitive news, which means, I do try to stick to what the news sources say. But if it's alleged, it will say alleged. If it's a rumor, it will say rumor. And I try not to do alleged news, but sometimes alleged news is trending news as well. I do trending hot topics, the latest info on hot topics or trending content. Thanks to all those who donated to my Cash App throughout the years. Yes, my Cash App is up, and a lot of people have donated to my Cash App for me being on here. Also, there is a way now that I'm a part of the partnership program that you can do super chats and super stickers. I have had people donate to my super chat and super stickers as well. Thank you for all of those. It did not matter if it was $1, 50, well, you can't do 50 cents that I know of, but regardless of what amount, big or small, it is definitely appreciated. Thank you so much for your time, and see you on the next one.